everybody from this moment on to recognize me as the scholar of boxing.
You see, their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
49 hours declaring a riot.
Cruiser 5 to 50 feet advised, County Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get into the Capitol.
Publicists, when you talk to your publicists, you know the first thing they tell you, what? Stay away from religion, stay away from politics. Okay. You know why? Why? No matter what the you say, somebody passionately disagrees with you.
Absolutely.
No matter what religion, you believe in Allah, then you're saying that's not the right way. You believe in every Christianity, that's not it, because they're choosing something different. Your political party, the Democrat, Republican, the disagreement completely.
Yep.
So I stay away from it. When I get pulled into politics, I go,
Yeah.
and I have nothing to say. I'm
That's
just
the
looking.
same way we are. We don't no politics, none of
I'll
this.
with that. I don't stay there because I'm still entertainment. If it's not music, then it's film and television, but it's still entertainment. So why would you turn someone off by saying that?
Right.
I want everybody to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
Not just a selective few amount of people. I focus on diversity because it's needed.
Right.
The boxing scholar is a lover, not a fighter, but he's also a fighter, so don't get any ideas. If he pats you on the back, you'll put it in your resume. His enemy. Have him listed as an emergency contact. The scholar has an inside joke with complete strangers. If he punched you in the face, you'd have to fight the urge not to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He's the only man alive to is parallel park. A train is count to infinity twice. In Genesis, when God said, "Let there be light," the scholars said, "Say pretty please." He is the genius of all genius and master of all masters.
And that's the trick to life. You have to be wise enough to know when you were living in your dream. And you have to be humble enough to accept when you were in someone else's.
Yo, the Boxing Scholar's on. What's good, everybody? What's good? We got a good one today. Without further ado, look, see, shout out to my boy Desmond. He was waiting for this. Shout out to Angie. He was waiting for this. I ain't gonna lie. I did not feel like doing this episode, but I gave my word. And you got to honor your word. So here we are. We're about to do the Rampage Jackson son review. Some interesting points. Hopefully, I'll reveal to you some things you didn't know, and present you with the facts to where you can make your own opinion on it. Because, the general consensus is that Rampage Jackson's son is wrong. Not to say that he's not wrong, but there's a lot of factors to take into account other than just, Rampage Jackson's son bad, wrestler good. Now, I will say, out of everything, the wrestler is completely innocent out of this whole thing. I was really shocked to hear wrestlers react because people like what's strongman name? Hen- Henry, what you call it? Somebody help me out? The strongest dude in the world. He's a wrestler, Henry something. Well, that guy basically came out and was like the dude that deserved it. It was just like kind of cringe. Chael Sonnen came out, and it's a bunch of people that was coming out and choosing Rampage Jackson's son. And I think they only did that just because he's Rampage Jackson's son. It's so crazy to me. People will only support you through bullshit. Like Rampage Jackson's son. Um, has been fighting, amateur fights and stuff like that. And they didn't tweet his matches. They didn't do any of that stuff, only to support him when he's going through bullshit. Like, I think that's always as backwards, where people only support you when you go through stuff. They won't support you while you're like, it would be equivalent to Bow Wow committing a crime right now, essay. Everybody clowns on Bow Wow. Mark Henry, thank you, bro. Thank you. Everybody clown. What's up, Dub? Everybody clowns on Bow Wow, but if Bow Wow was to go through financial hardship, they clown on Bow Wow for financial hardship right now. But if Bow Wow was ever to commit a crime, they'd be like, man, Bow Wow's innocent. Free Bow Wow. That would be crazy. What's up, Pittsburgh T? Thank you, everybody. Everybody, I see just the chats coming in. It was Mark. Yes, it absolutely is Mark. But I wanted to say that Rampage Jackson, to me, he shares some of the blame, believe it or not, for this. He shares a lot of the blame for this because there was a bunch of things that I seen and heard that I was really, really disappointed in. This being one of them. So, fathers, you have to be careful what you say and what you speak into your kids.
Rogers and his oldest son, whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college, and my two Japanese kids, I knew they was going to college, so I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't fuck with him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
So he saved up money for his Japanese kids, and he put bail money aside for Raja. And it's just like, you got to be careful what you speak into your kids. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think he saw that? You know what I mean? Like, that is just insane to me. There was a bunch of like inappropriate stuff that I've seen between Rampage and his son, and like a lot of it was a clear cry for help that was ignored, right? So like I said, I'm gonna get y'all, kind of in the mindset of Rampage Jackson as a father, because that plays a difference. Whenever we see stuff that happen on the news, everybody always say, where was the father? Where was the father? So, I mean, in this situation is no different. Just because his father's famous doesn't mean he gets a pass, right? So here we go. Let's get some more. Let's go through some more of this. Rampage Jackson and his son. Here we go.
Fucking MMA fight. Fuck him.
At like midnight, he called me and go, yeah, I just went to war. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I got in a little fight. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, no, I'm training with my son at the house. I'm like, in your house?
No, we wasn't training. Me and my son got in an argument, and he pissed me off. And I started, and I ain't gonna lie, I smacked him, and he hit me right back. Boom! We got into a big MMA fight, like Muay Thai knees, elbows,
real smack.
Yeah, no, because honestly, my son, I want him to just train.
So there you go, fighting on his son. Bunch of situations. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the genesis. Here's another situation.
Disrespect from, I never disrespected you before.
What are you talking about? You know what you did to me on my 7th birthday? You don't remember?
No.
I remember.
I got you a cake.
Nah.
I got you a gift.
I'm gonna tell y'all what he did on my 7th birthday, chat, that I'll never forget. This is what inspired me to teabag him, because I never forgot this. He gave me some Ninja Turtle toys, right? I was like, okay, that's cool. $2. You want a hug? I was like, yeah. And I went in for a hug, and your ass farted in my face.
I didn't fart in your face.
Yes, you did.
Son, I would never do that.
Yes, you did. I remember.
On your 7th birthday?
On my 7th birthday.
Nigga, that's a year after I got you from Germany. Why would I do that? Why would I fucking...
You thought that shit was funny. I remember that shit like it was yesterday, on my 7th birthday.
I would never fart in your face.
We was in Big Bear, too. You was in camp for that shit. That shit smelled horrible. and you laugh. I started crying, and you was laughing. You was over here dying laughing about the shit, and I'm over here crying.
Did somebody get in your mouth?
Yes. I was inhaling while you was doing that shit. I was excited as fuck to give you a hug, and then all I see is you ass up in the air.
So he remembers an incident of Rampage Jackson farting in his face as a 7-year-old. And you as a dad, for me, if my son is what 20 or a grown man and he's talking about an incident at 7, I would know that right away that was trauma. Rampage Jackson still laughed about it just as much as he did when it first happened, which is kind of strange to me. I don't know if Rampage Jackson got a CTE or he a little dense or whatever the case may be, but everything's not a goddamn joke. At some point, you got to be a father. You know what I mean? You got to raise your kids, especially one that you say you keeping bail money for. So you already know that he's a little troubled. He might be different than the other ones who are academic. Then why would you not lean more towards that child and give him a little bit of love? Now, to my understanding, now I could be wrong on this, but I think Roger's mom passed away. Because there was a video that I seen, it was a short, right? And he talked about, the pain of losing a mother and mother passing away, but I couldn't find the original clip that it was from. But if I'm not mistaken, his mother has passed away, and Rampage Jackson is the only a parent that he has that is alive. Rampage Jackson makes jokes about his mom. I bullshit you not. Rampage Jackson has made several jokes about teabagging this dude's mom, about titty effing his mom and how she had small titties and he couldn't even really do it properly. He has made several jokes about this dude's mom, and you just facepalm and you've been like, Rampage, at some point, brother, you're almost 50. You have to grow up. We get it. You like to have fun. Everybody likes to have fun, but there's a time and a place for everything. Rampage said, well, people gonna realize I'm a comedian, campaigning as a fighter, but yeah, it's like, Rampage, shut up, bro. You don't get paid for your comedy. You don't actually do real stand-up. And it's like, at this point, man, dude lost his mind, bro. Come on. And then there's other stuff that I've seen him do, like this, like for instance, with this. Wait, hold on. I got it. Hold on. Before we get to that video, it's another incident. So a couple things I wanted to point out, like I said, the inappropriateness of Rampage Jackson with his son. I feel like he never allows his son to be a son. And then he has to take into account that his son is walking in Rampage Jackson's shoes, So that is a very, very big, important thing also. But when I was looking at their interactions at them whenever they were training and sparring, because of course, he aspires to be like a fighter, like his dad, just like Shedeur Sanders want to be a football player like his dad. Like you got the role model right there. You got the the man, the myth, the legend. The genes is in you because it's in your father. And you got the best coach. It's like no difference than Marvin Frazier and his son. Marvin Frazier wasn't no fighter, but he only did that to appease his father. You know what I mean? But the difference between Rampage and Joe, Marvin Frazier's dad was a father. Matter of fact, y'all finna make me go look up that old clip before the fight where Joe Frazier said, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right after this. So let me show you the interactions of them sparring real quick. So here's the interactions of Rampage Jackson and how he handled conflict resolution with his son. Here we go.
Those ain't no boxing shoes. Hey, those ain't no boxing shoes. I come in here right now and he not doing shit.
I'm waiting for coach.
Why you waiting? You take initiative. You jump rope. You the bag. You do something.
I was stretching.
That's that bag. Thank you.
Oh! I know. I'm still sore from yesterday.
Who gives a fuck?
And this morning.
That's part of being a fighter.
I know. That's why I've been stretching the entire time. And I've been
an hour. You've been stretching for an hour?
Yes, I have to.
Who told him to take his shoes off?
I walked in the room the other day. He had some big fat white chick in there, spread eagle. He was eating her ass.
Let you come and train by yourself and look at you. You weren't even stretching. He over there doing the bitch splits. He was over here nuts to mat. And I walk in here and you over here just hanging out. This is Rampage Jackson for the Dub Magazine Project.
Peace out.
Peace out. What the f y'all niggas doing? All right, y'all good. Y'all good. Man, you had nothing to teach you how to sit in your neck, nigga.
Let's see your muscles. Look at those muscles. I got some good genes.
You like doing stretches? I'm gonna stretch these nuts over your face. I gotta come in here and check up on you and shit.
You don't have to. That's
Well, no, I'm this way.
Kinda, I guess.
Good. I'm gonna kind of stretch these nuts all over your face. Yeah, I got you with one. Fuck you.
Because my friends be coming, they be like, that's your dad. That's your dad. I'm like, yep, that's my dad.
Stop doing it to him, Rampage! Rampage, you don't know better! Rampage, you don't know better! Rampage!
He want to be a vegan because he look like a gorilla, and gorillas are vegans. But would he ever make it? No, because a nigga don't eat meat. Why is he vegan? My son's a vegan because he's a bitch. They move like a vegan. All right, name me one fucking vegan champion in MMA.
I gave it to you, but I forgot his name.
Jake Shields ain't 100% vegan. He eat eggs, and you eat ass. Me and my son, we're bumping heads right now, and he don't want to listen to me. And I told him, look here, son. Like your other siblings, they don't like to listen to me because their mom clouded their head. Like they think I'm stupid. Like some people think I'm stupid. They think all I'm good at howling and wearing a chain and stuff. A lot of people, because I joke around a lot too. A lot of people really don't take the time to really listen to what I got to say, and my kids are the same way. Because the way I am with you guys is.
This man is close to 50 making your mama jokes and these nut jokes. And it's like, man, it's talking about the importance of his kids listening to him. But very important words that he said that we need to go over. Hold on. Here we go. Like Dell said, hold on. You out of order. This right here. Very important.
All right, name me one fucking vegan champion in MMA. I eat meat. Why is he vegan? My son's a vegan because he's vegan. But would he ever make it? No, because a nigga don't eat meat. Why is he vegan? My son's a vegan because he's a bitch.
Important. My son's a vegan because he's a bitch. Very important. We're going to go back to that. Don't forget that part, right? Make sure you register that part of this live in your head, right? Make sure you register that, because very important. When the incident went down, he specifically said, my father is not going to say I'm a bitch. This is what he said. And it's so funny to me. Like I said, Rampage is out there demanding respect, right? Demanding respect. All the meanwhile, crapping on his son, So I just want to draw the drastic difference between, a beast in boxing and then a UFC clown. That's what I think Rampage is. A lot of times he be buck dancing, acting like he don't know how to pronounce words and just putting on a performative effort instead of just being himself. He act like that's who he is all the time. Like, bro, you're obviously performing. But I just wanted to show y'all this in case y'all never seen Joe Frazier and Marvis Frazier. Here we go.
Here now is a quick update on what has happened with Tyson since his string of 19 straight knockouts ended with a 10-round decision over James Tillis on Wide World of Sports. Since last we saw Mike Tyson here on ABC Sports, Marvis battled back against the larger Smith to capture the late rounds and a unanimous decision. Marvis is not the first famous heavyweight son to take the ring. There have been others with names like Fitzsimmons, Walcott, and Bear, all failures. But Marvis feels this union has proved beneficial in his case.
When you have a father training you, there's that tense emotion that you're always trying to do best for your father. But then on the other hand, you always have that encouragement to keep you going when times seem kind of hard for you.
Joe keeps a watchful eye on his son, as his father did for him back in Beaufort, South Carolina. It's a special responsibility.
That's a broad word, man. What you said, father. It's like, there's a lot of daddies in the world today, but there's very few fathers. I think fathers should take control of families because that's one part of you. I mean, it was that lady and you brought this kid in this world. So how you not going to be a father? How you not going to be a good leader? I don't understand. I didn't come from that school.
It's a brutal business.
That's what make Joe Frazier a great father and a beast. Rampage Jackson, he over there calling his son a bitch, teasing his son every chance he get, and actually has went publicly saying that, he keep a little bail money to the side for his son. And then whenever his son is in UFC to get the attention of his father, right? You definitely know that's what he's doing, right? Trying to get the attention of his father, right? When he goes out there and tries to seek his attention, he tell him that he's never gonna make it because he's a vegan and fighters ain't no vegans and they bitches, right? But also you got to remember this too, right? There was an incident of Rampage's son getting wobbled, right? So here we go.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. They had to kick land and counter. What happened?
Right? So he got a dude throw a spinning back kick and hit him and wobbled him, right? One more time. Here we go.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. They had to kick land and counter. What happened?
Now this is from his stream. This is from Raja's stream. And he dazed him. He went hard on him because it was Rampage's son and he was trying to make a rep on him. That's the irony of the whole situation, right? Because Rampage's son will eventually go on to do the same thing, but we're not there yet, right? But Rampage, listen to Rampage's reaction to that situation.
When you bring a camera to the gym, people like to show out and shit. Roger's live on stream. That nigga know what he was doing. This is not something you do because, first of all, you can't even really control the power on a spinning kick like that unless you fucking advance. Anyway, you got to be very experienced. And when you spin around and jump and spin around, you can't really control the power on shit like that. If that guy was Roger's size, his weight class, he would have been knocked out. And I would have been up at that gym fighting that motherfucker.
Right. So, I mean, he would have been up at the gym fighting him for his son. You know what I mean? And I know that I just talked about him being mature and being a father, and most people will feel like that's what a father's supposed to do. But in the case of Roger, I don't think it helps him. I think it demeans him in a sense because he has to carry the torch of being Rampage Jackson's son. And because, he has a target on his back for being Rampage Jackson's son, that the worst thing in the world for Rampage to do is to go up there and fight for his son. I think like, oh, you gotta go. You need to go, daddy's boy. Here goes daddy. Daddy coming to save. I think that would have been the whole general gist of him getting teased if Rampage Jackson would have actually responded to it. So it's like he can't really fully grow and develop in the shadow of Rampage Jackson, and then Rampage Jackson don't actually basically nurture what he already has naturally and build his confidence up, because that's all he is a kid lacking confidence, in my opinion. He was thrown into the limelight too early, and a whole bunch of expectations that he doesn't live up to, and because he doesn't live up to them, he feels bad, he feels incomplete, and he doesn't get the completion or wholeness from Rampage Jackson at home. Rampage Jackson will whoop somebody ass for him, but that's like brute thinking. You gotta have your elevator gotta go, it can't be stuck in the basement for you to really be a great father, in my opinion, because there's no right or wrong, manual to this stuff that comes with your kids or what to do, because every kid is different. But you already acknowledge that that every kid is different. So just weird to me that his relationship with him, I think, is very, very odd. Now, like I will say that they did have a bunch of funny moments, but this is from an entertainment perspective of me consuming it. Like, as the people that are actually in it, involved, you clearly see that this was a foreseeable event, in my personal opinion, right? For several different reasons. If you look at the history of everything I just gave you, and then you play the history of what happened during the stream, it was definitely avoidable and it was foreseeable. So here we go. Without further ado, this is the stream. This is Raja's stream. Some key things to take away from the stream. Matter of fact, hold on, I might need to play this warning, right? Let me play this warning. Remember the news, viewer discretion is advised. Hold on. So let me pause it. Put this on the screen. Your discretion is advised. What you're about to see is not suitable for children, and you're probably going to see some violence. You're going to see a dude slam on his head and punch repeatedly, and it's an ongoing investigation. So you've been warned. If you're kids, this is not for you. This is the time to get up off the stream, etc. Right? Let me give you a little bit more time, because your badass should be asleep anyway. You got school in the morning. So to the kids, get off the stream right now. This is only for adults. This is you remember when you swimming in the pool, adult swim, and all the kids got. This is time for all the kids to get out the pool. So here we go.
What's up, chat? See you turn the fucking speaker on. Raja Obama. What's up, chat? It's good. No, I didn't go with my pops. How does my head feel? I'm still fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream earlier. I was supposed to stream going to fucking paintballing with AJ, but my head was fucked up.
Now, I don't know what incident he's talking about, because I know that streamer incident where he got dazed was a while back. But because he's an MMA fighter, I'm assuming it's an injury related to fighting, right? And this is just my assumption. I don't know for a fact, right? And he's talking about his head still being messed up. Right now, at this point, Rampage Jackson has a ton of experience in CTE and giving concussions and getting concussed as well. It's like he don't care. It's like he don't care. He don't want to be a mentor to his son. It's the most craziest stuff. But then he talk about his son really not listening to him. It's crazy, man. It is really, really crazy. The fact that, like the full stream, this is the first thing I was exposed to. And I was like, oh my God, like this dude, like not to give him a pass or anything, but this dude could perhaps not be in his right mind. He's talking about having still being concussed and still having the brain the TBI. That's crazy.
I was throwing up and shit.
Man was throwing up. Man was throwing up. Oh, that's crazy work. But like I said, the rabbit hole goes deeper.
My dad is trying to pick up a 5 right now. Yeah, that nigga crazy. Diddy Booty Jackson. Yeah, I'm fucked up right now, guys. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I know I need a fucking rest, but yeah, so I'm gonna take a break from it for a while, but my coach, my lifting coach and shit, one of my teammates, Andre, who was on the stream the last time, is having a pro wrestling show, and I told him I will come and support, and then I wanted to bring you guys with me. You know what I'm saying? Get an MRI. I'm gonna go definitely get checked out on Monday though. Yeah, I was throwing up and shit. My head still feels like funny. I'm not even gonna cap. Yeah, I was throwing up and shit. This is a WWE show. It's just gonna be funny. It's just gonna be fun and funny.
Peter Jackson just tipped $1. Your pops is in New York with Run DMC. Streams aren't as fun as when you're streaming.
So if y'all wondering why y'all hearing Peter reference voice, is because that's the chat. That's what he reads his chat in. And notice how his chat trolls him all the time. It's like Rampage Jackson's son's fans are really an extension of his trolls to his son. They're showing up with these nut jokes. It's just really weird. It's really, really weird. The man had a concussion throwing up. He did this wrestling event to take a break from MMA to get a level head. Like, go figure, man. This like the wormhole is deep. Oh my God, it's so deep.
With him.
I appreciate that. I know he. I should have went. Honestly, I should have told him to fucking let me come. But honestly, I needed to fucking take a break, bro, from everybody. Here you go.
Curious George just tipped $1. I'm so pissed that people train harder with you just because you were Rampage's son. That one's your next fight. Who's UIUE favorite MMA fighter?
Yeah, I know. Who's my? If you're saying UFC favorite, I have multiple. I don't have just one. Hamzat, Sean. I like talking about legends and shit. Mighty Mouse. Shit. I got a whole bunch of favorite. GSP.
Okay, so I don't know particularly if they're talking about the incident that I showed you guys earlier, where he ended up getting dazed. This one right here.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Let the kick land and count. What? What happened?
You know, I don't know if they're specifically talking about that because I imagine that there's a huge target on his back, right? A huge target on his back from being Rampage's son, but they were talking about taking a break from something, you know, and talking about people going hard. So I don't know if the concussion came from that or just another separate incident where somebody was going hard because he's Rampage's son. Like I said, the irony in it because he would eventually end up doing the same thing to somebody else, going hard because he knew cameras was watching. Very, very crazy, right? Crazy world we live in. But this is the incident, right? He's not a wrestler, you know. Oh, golly, I almost forgot. So first things first. Let me show you this. So he tries to go inside the club. And to add further shrinkage to his ego, right? They don't let him in. Right away, right? So here we go.
You with who?
With
Alex, the 7-footer?
Yeah.
Okay, he left me no tickets at the door, and the only way I can get you in is if he has you on a list that I'm having or some other way. I'm sorry, I can't go. What's your name? Freddie, and all you guys together?
No.
This is your two.
I'm with AJ Mana or
What's your name, kid?
Andre.
He didn't give me anything, so I'm gonna try to get in touch with him to say I need something.
Motherfucker.
I have nothing for
anybody. It's fucked up.
Just give me a second. You say you're with who again?
The tall guy.
Alex. 7-footer?
Yeah.
Alex and AJ.
Yeah.
If you have tickets, please come up here so she can get you in. What's your who? You with Jay?
So he's already a little disappointed that, you know, they didn't roll out the red carpet because he's Rampage Jackson's son. He didn't even acknowledge that he was Rampage Jackson's son and didn't even know who he was, you know. So I think he's a little bit heated about that, along with the concussion, and the chat keeps trolling him through the entire situation.
Hey, Wolf?
Sorry?
Who you guys with?
Nobody.
Are you paying right now?
Yeah, I got tickets.
Okay, come on in.
Sorry?
Who you guys with?
I got tickets.
Okay.
Hello?
What up, Bruce?
Hey, they're not letting me in the door, nigga.
They're not letting you in?
Nah, they're not letting me in.
Hold on, here I come. You got it.
Yeah, your ass lied.
So you notice the aggression, your ass lied. The dude, I mean, it's no big deal. He tripping over nothing. Dude gonna come, you know, smooth everything over, but his attitude it just ain't right. You know what I mean? Something ain't right about him. Like I said, this was a foreseeable event. Now the dude who invited him to the wrestling event that, you know, is coming to the door to meet him is the dude that kind of encouraged pour gasoline on the entire situation. But like I said, story time. We here for it all. So here we go.
You on his way up? Or?
Yeah, he's in.
And just tip $1. When's that Lil Yachty collaboration gonna drop? Florida, bald head, bitch look wild.
Yeah. All right. Damn, this dude. He ain't even give me no damn tickets, and he said he was. Shit, unprofessional as hell. And it's hot as shit out here. Damn. Have you been here? How long you been here for?
If you don't notice, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed that he got to stay at the door. It's no big deal. I mean, to anybody else, I'd have just waited for him and went inside, you know? What's the big deal? I don't understand.
I just kind of help out. I don't wrestle or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I've been helping out for like a month.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey, how are you? JJ Wolf's Wilcox? Yeah, 2 for JJ. 2 for JJ.
He's going to take care of that right now for you.
All right, I appreciate
Roger, what gym do you train? I want to come and beat the brakes off the dude who hit you in the head like that.
You good, bro. Hey, he apologized to me, guys. He don't even worry about that shit, you know?
Now, what he's talking about, you know, like I said, it's so crazy how everything's interconnected, right? What he's talking about is getting revenge on the dude that dazed him, right? And he's like, you know, I let that go, but it's playing at his ego. It's playing at his ego. And he would be faced with another situation where he would forgive somebody for something less, right? And like I said, this is an incomplete man because of Rampage Jackson with a proud ego trying to prove himself a man. So very important takeaways to take away from this.
It's all good. I ain't even tripping. You shouldn't. I can't obviously tell you what gym.
Roger Diddy just tipped $1. I got peanut all over me, waiting for you to come back home, Daddy.
People are weird. I don't even know what kind of comment that was. Somebody said they got peanuts all over them, waiting for him to come back home, Daddy. Like, people on the internet are weird. And they spent their hard-earned money just to have it read out loud by him.
You got 2 with you? It's just you and you?
Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it.
Anonymous just tipped $1. Yo, Raja, why did you say the girl in that orange pink dress?
I didn't hear. My bad. I didn't even hear that. What's up, bro? What's up? Why you look like a stripper at a gay strip club? I'm just saying.
So this is the guy. Apparently, this guy trains at his gym, and he tries to be an MMA fighter as well, or street fighter, some type of fighter. And he also does wrestling. And that's the guy that invited him to the event to, you know, to relax from the concussion and take a little break and digress from MMA, you know what I mean, to rest. You know, concussion protocols really are supposed to be into play in the sport anyway, because they are in boxing. Picture that. A sport that's corrupt as boxing has better concussion protocols than MMA. That's crazy work. But yeah, so he's giving them time to, you know, take the load off, take the stress off, and do this event. It's so crazy. That's the thing that was supposed to keep him out of trouble and keep his brain, you know, from taking a further punishment so he can recover. And it ended up being the thing that could potentially land him in jail. It's crazy work, right?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, why you wearing that, bro? You can't wear no long pants or something. You can't wear no fucking long pants or nothing.
That was a cool little warm up. I like that.
This nigga looks. This looks like a zesty cowboy. You need to change your.
So a lot of things I noticed in him. I noticed that he definitely has his fidget is humor, right? He uses humor as his fidget to, like Rampage Jackson, to avoid certain situations, you know. And he was clowning on a dude, you know what I mean? And he was doing the best impersonation of his father, right? Important takeaway there too as well. So here's the actual incident, right? He takes they have an altercation. You know what I mean? And for those who don't know what the altercation, he takes a beer can, smashes it on Rampage Jackson's son's head. But so here we go.
Yeah. I remember that. He's my favorite wrestler because of that. You beat the fuck out of him. Yeah. Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a
Oh, you don't.
Put the hand in place and then crush the beer can on his hand. Right, that's clearly what he did, in my opinion. Oh no, I'm a boxing scholar, not a professional wrestler analyst, right? But that's what I seen, right? That's what I seen. It wasn't that crazy, but you got to remember, not making excuses for nobody, but context does matter, right? This guy was already on edge before, coming off of a concussion from somebody sparring with him really, really hard because he's Rampage Jackson's son, right? And not being complete because of what he has at home, and a father, what he calls father, not nurturing what he needs and giving him the confidence that he needs. And he clearly wants to walk in his father's footsteps, and it's not nurtured or guided or any of that. So he has a bunch of things going on, right? That's not being dealt with. So he's on edge, right? Before the situation. That's why people are on edge when a little bitty situation becomes a big situation. What they always say, make a mountain out of a mole. This is the mole. This is the mole that became the mountain. Like, to me, it's not that serious, but you got to give context, right? Considering what he's coming from off of with the concussion and it being on camera and the world clowning on him and his dad calling him a bitch because he's a vegan and stuff like that. Very important, right? Very important to the situation.
Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
Nah.
We're good.
I will fuck him up, bro. I don't play that shit.
So you notice the guy that invited him with the cowboy cap was basically telling him he's not a worker. Basically, bro, he's not a professional wrestler. He don't really know this part of the game. Of course it's scripted and he does have the script, but this is like, this is what they call it acting an ad lib. Why you ad libbing on a guy that's not a professional, right? And that seems to be the climate that's going on right now. That's why he got in between them, and that's why he was basically correcting them, in real time, telling them what he had to tell them. So here we go.
Nah, I will fuck him up, bro.
I know you will. So I got you.
I did not play that shit at all.
Nah, I got you. You good. Apologize for that, man. Fix that.
So I don't know if he's still in character, but you notice he kind of looked like Tank Abbott, the first thing I noticed. But you notice he's a little bit still more like, his posture is still like in combat mode. And I don't know if he thinks this is still part of the script, being a professional wrestler, even though the guy doesn't have any experience as a wrestler. I don't know. I don't quite understand what this pose is about. But he comes down, he comes down later and apologizes.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Tracy. Sawarino. Yeah, dude.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
No, still poquito. Cámara el pie. I don't know why. Sorry about that, dude. He always think that we're working over here like it's part of the fucking storyline.
Just keep quiet. What kind of homo thug shit?
You caught that? He always think we're working over here. So basically, he's always in character. That's what I got from it. This guy is always in character. You got to forgive him. He don't know any better. You got to forgive him. He don't know any better. His bad. He's apologizing on that guy's behalf. And this guy was turned to him, correcting him for, his not knowing that not understanding that this guy is an amateur. Well, not even an amateur because he has no experience, not even a novice. He's inexperienced at this thing. Like, hey, bro, come on, man, you're doing too much. He said, as a lawyer, the punishment needs to fit the crime. He said, if Raja wants to press charges, the worst thing he gets is a fault. Raja press charges? Interesting. The worst thing he gets is a small fine. He said, if Smith presses charges, Raja could potentially get 10 years in prison. Interesting.
Yeah, Rampage. That's how we
No, bro.
Go ahead.
See, then he put his hand out and he was like, nah, bro. Like I said, from his perspective, concussion, on edge, not understanding what he was walking into, I don't feel like this is a logical response, in my opinion. I don't feel like this is illogical, given the circumstances. Like him him refusing to shake his hand at first, right? Like I said, I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just being rational minded and thinking in terms of human being, right? Like as the lawyer in the comment section said, passion of a crime is a real thing. So they're in the moment. So I'm trying to take that into account. And this is a fighter who's taught to handle conflict with his fist. So here we go.
This is out there. Because he always think it's a work. No, he's already hot, bro. Good?
Oh, on the left side.
Slow. Now.
Oh, can you put that down, please? Like, seriously.
No. That's for me.
I know it's for you, but we're trying to solve something right now. We don't want no heat. We don't want no problem.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool now, but you know what I'm saying?
We just want to make sure everything's okay. He knows he fucked up. He's trying to apologize and stuff.
Yeah, you think it's part of the,
We just don't want no problem. If we are apologizing, we're sorry.
I appreciate that.
Let me draw mine.
So he come out and explain to Raja, like, hey, man, another person trying to explain and cool the situation off, cooler heads trying to prevail. Like, hey, man, God didn't, he don't understand. You know what I mean? You got to calm down, bro. Like, we still going to proceed with the script that we have, right? We're still going to proceed with the script that we have, and he was like, yeah, that's my work right there. He's like, no, but I get that. But man, you got to be cool about this situation. He's trying to tell him like, we can still do the match, but you gotta chill out. You know what I mean? You can't bring this type of energy there, which to me personally, knowing that he doesn't have any experience, knowing that, he's Rampage Jackson's son, in my opinion, this is my opinion, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. I would have definitely not allowed him to continue the match. He's inexperienced, I feel like, just preventing stuff, or viewing stuff from a preventative standpoint, like, why would you allow a person with no experience angry at the guy, to get in the ring with him? And then you're trying to explain to him from a viewpoint that he doesn't understand. Hey, no, he does this all the time. He just in character. What character? This is how he's looking at it. Especially coming off the dude with the camera there who done gave him a concussion, and people beating up on him because he has a big target because he's Rampage Jackson's son, and Rampage Jackson not fully embracing him, calling him a bitch because he's a vegan. So like I said, you got to remember. Red Blue. Good point, right? Great point. So they didn't even rehearse for Raja? Yes, that is crazy to me. Why wouldn't they rehearse? Why would they not rehearse this with them? Like, I remember, there was a show that Stone Cold Steve Austin had, and it was basically like, like where he was the person that was going to scout the next big talent in wrestling, and they were rehearsed for countless and countless and countless hours of stuff, so stuff would not go wrong. They bring a guy right now in with no experience, right? Absolutely no experience, doesn't understand what the hell's going on. Throw him into a situation like this. He gets a beer can cracked over his head. He's turned up, right, for something that they did not script with him. Then they're trying to explain to him how this is part of the business, right? Hey, man, you don't understand, man. This is part of the business. You need to calm down. Didn't rehearse it with him, and then threw him right back into the scripted stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot of responsibility and liability to go around, not just with Raja, in my personal opinion.
I get sweat, but that's emotional. Oh, you got pauses. Get out of hand sometimes with working with stuff, pro wrestling stuff. So, he is very smart. So I understand where you're coming from. I'm a little hot right now, so go ahead.
What's a good thing about this? Now I can make it something. I'm gonna have you run in and fuck that motherfucker up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Are you guys not listening to this? Now, listen, I'm coming in with the same mindset of Raja because I only know from a small point of view. I love wrestling growing up, watched it, loved Stone Cold Steve Austin, and those group of guys, The Rock, all of them, right? But, he just told him the best part about him being fired up. He's telling a guy with no experience this, right? He's a fighter. Like, this is a motivational speech that they give the fighters before they go out and knock somebody's head off. You know what I mean? Hey, go tear his head off. He talked about your mom. You know what I mean? Like, he's giving them a motivational speech, right? So to be clear, let's go back. Let's rewind just a tad bit. I want you to hear what I just heard, because I know I'm not tripping. I got to hear it one more time.
He is very smart. So I understand.
Right here. This dude.
Understand where you're coming from. I'm a little hot right now, so let's go ahead.
You know what's
chill.
a good thing about this? Now I can make it something. I'm gonna have you run in and fuck that motherfucker up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right. Talk to the president.
Yeah, if you can do that for me, I'll be cool. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah.
You know what the best part about this is? Now I'm gonna have you run in and fuck this motherfucker up for real. Like, what? What? Listen. Like I said, I was gonna present facts and evidence so that people could make their decision. Like I said, it's a lot of blame to go around, not just heavily on Raja. Like, if you listen to other YouTube channels and stuff like that, they would just solely tell you that Raja was just this messed up individual and he did this, but what led up in context matters, right? In every situation. And then, when all this happening, they bring in the boss out, the final boss, to come talk to him. And he's telling them, I know you're a little hot right now. And the guy who was restraining them say, you know what the best part about this is? Now you fired up, you can go in there and fuck that motherfucker up on the mat. He's like, hell yeah. Y'all gonna let me do that? That's why he told everybody he had permission to do this. Y'all remember on Waterboy, you know what I mean? When he tackled the teacher, like, it's okay, guys. Mr. Cole Klein said I could. Mr. Cole Klein said I could. It's okay. That's what he's acting like. That's what he's acting like. Mr. Coach Klein said he could.
Have him run in on your shit in your match. To fucking seal that.
Yeah.
And that makes perfect sense why he shook his hand. Because they said, no, he forgave him. He shook his hand. No. He did forgive him, but he had forgiveness with the mindset of revenge in the future. And it was based on the dude that was restraining them. And then to make matters worse, the guy who invented them is going to pour more gasoline on the fire.
Hey, it's going to all work out.
Yeah, as long as I can do that. Yeah.
It's all going to work out.
All right, bet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We good.
I got you.
What's your name again?
Raja.
What's that?
Raja.
Raja? Joe, man. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Hey.
And to add insult to injury, the head guy was like, what's your name again, man? They don't even know. They keep asking. Wouldn't let him in the club. Wouldn't let him in the fight, right? And came out to have a conversation with him and didn't even know his name, and he's supposed to be part of the script. You can't make this up.
He set it up where who's going to come in and put him down.
I'm straight. No, you good, bro. You good. You're straight. Yeah.
Right on, those. Make sure he get it.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were
I get it.
We're working out. Well, he's going to come out on your mat, too. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you know
what I'm saying? Yeah. We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your mat so we can fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Well, now you just.
So, listening to this, it sounded like it was made up in real time. Like, I don't know if he was supposed to be a part of the event, because this is what I have questions with, right? Because his friend invited him to the event, but didn't give him tickets, so it was hard for him to get in. It sounded like backstage when this event occurred, right? The guy wasn't aware that Rampage Jackson's son was going to be at the fight, and he thought he was one of the people that was going to be like a star there. So he ends up crushing a beer can on him. And then they real time improvise. Well, you know what? Let's turn this into a positive because we got the footage of it already. Let's go ahead and make him go into the ring and go at this guy. This is what it sounded like in real time, because I cannot believe that they would not rehearse something like this in advance. And him go and practice this and all this other stuff, and why he had trouble getting through the door, and why they had to have actual tickets for him if he's going to be the star host in a scripted event. So one would believe with deductive reasoning that this was made up all on the spot, right? Like I said, and if that's the case, it's a lot of liability to be thrown around at everybody involved, not just Raja, in my opinion.
This involves fucking Rampage himself, because that's his boy. No, he can handle it.
Yeah, I can handle myself. Yeah, I can handle myself.
Rampage gonna come whoop your ass.
You don't need his dad. He handle his own shit.
Yeah, I got my own shit. Yeah.
Rampage gonna come whoop your ass. You notice all them things, man. We talked about it. I told you how he was an incomplete person. I told you how Rampage Jackson was talking about going to the gym to avenge him for old dude kicking him in the head.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Let the kick land and count. What? What happened?
When you bring a camera to the gym, people like to show out and shit. Roger's live on stream. That nigga know what he was doing. This is not something you do because, first of all, you can't even really control the power on a spinning kick like that unless you fucking advance. Anyway, you got to be very experienced. And when you spin around and jump and spin around, you can't really control the power on shit like that. If that guy was Roger's size, his weight class, he would have been knocked out. And I would have been up at that gym fighting that motherfucker.
So that's the energy that they coming with. You know, daddy coming to defend his son, and his son saying, no, I don't need my daddy. You know, I could take care of it. Very important. Like I say, foreseeable event. This is one of those, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. I feel like this is one of those events where you don't even really need hindsight. In my personal opinion, I think it was pretty foreseeable to see. You got an inexperienced guy, you know, you take him through an event that he's never been through before. Then you tell him, basically, you green light him to go after the other guy, right? And then you tell him, hey man, we're gonna script it. This is why he kept saying he had permission to do what he did, because this is an experienced guy's point of view, right? About, they were like, hey man, you can go in there and get him. And like I said, a failure on promotion, failure on the guy that was holding him back. I don't know what his position is. And then, like I said, the guy in the cowboy cap don't make things no better.
Take me around, boom. Oh, still referee. Boom. No one go chill out over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just like then you have that help spot, right?
It's like how they keep this opposite of the Justice League. Fucking brand new, like fresh brand new. I
Now, remember I told you for to pour more gasoline on it. Now, some takeaways to take away from this. You know, like I said, context matters. Here we go.
I was in the swing.
No. What he thought was he was a pro.
I just said.
Yeah. Another thing is, even when we are working like that, you don't fucking, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you don't. He's a fucking idiot. Hey.
So he just broke down everything we already knew, right? He thought he was part of the act. He wasn't part of the act. He grabbed the can and then, you know, crushed on his head, you know. And like I said, he's like, even though, you know, we're professionals, you don't just do stuff like that. You know, you don't just do all that. You know, Steve Harvey, you don't just do that to these boys, you know. And, you know, he's pouring gasoline on the fire, in my opinion.
When you run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that fucking receipt. Go tag his shit.
When you run out there, you give him his receipt. Now, for those who don't know, now, like I said, I'm the boxing scholar, not the wrestling expert. A receipt is when you script stuff, right? And you accidentally throw a punch, right? And catch him with a shot, or you slam him hard, like basically like what Steven Seagal does to his stuntman. What Steven Seagal does to his stuntman, you basically, you know, you make a part of the scripted thing live and you get him back for whatever grudge you're holding against him. And that's what he told him, to give him his receipt, right? Very important, very, very important, right?
If they got a fucking problem with it, I'll fucking run out there.
And if they got a problem with the receipt, he gonna run out there. Important. Like I said, he gassed it up.
Tag his shit.
I'll get it there. Hey, as long as I get.
And he told him, tag his shit, bro. And he was like, hey, I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna get him. It's like they're green lighting this guy. It's like, why would you ever do that? In the same way that Rampage Jackson's son is inexperienced in wrestling, the other guy is inexperienced in MMA. So he's at a disadvantage. Like, you know, like, and he's not the star. Everybody already know the star win. You know what I mean? Goldberg was undefeated, remember? for a while. Had an undefeated streak. So it's just, I don't know, it's just weird to me.
Get my leg back. I'm straight. I'm straight.
Long as I get my leg back, I'm straight.
Where's Rikishi? Okay.
Yo, Rikishi was at the event. That's crazy work.
Rampage Jackson.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, what's up, man? I see you on TV.
Oh, yeah.
You too. Nice to meet you. Let Bear know. Remember the guy that you saw?
All right, so there they go with all the introductions, right? So let's fast forward to when he actually sitting ringside. Because a couple takeaways to take away. Okay, here we go. Boom. This is his.
Here we go. Here you fucking go.
Now, this is his chat trolling him and threatening to fight him. And like I said, a boy trying to prove himself a man. He actually going back and forth with the chat and threatening to fight them. It's really, really weird. Really, really weird. You know, dude definitely had his ego on the sleeve, and he definitely in his mind was tired of people playing with him. You know what I mean? Like I said, it doesn't justify, but I mean, we going through this as if the court of public opinion has them on trial. So here we go.
That shit pissed me off, bro. It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. I know this shit crazy.
All right, everybody.
This is like my
How's everybody doing now?
third or fourth
I give you guys a little bit of time to adjust. A little bit of time to acclimate, right? I'm also sorry. I've got to apologize, right?
Yo.
Because when I mentioned the 50-50, I didn't even tell you where to get the tickets.
No.
Why didn't you tell me?
No.
You were recording me the whole time. You couldn't tell me I look stupid on camera?
No.
This is crazy. I thought we were a family, y'all. What is going on right now? I apologize. So let me put y'all in the right direction. Because Brimley came up and he gonna smack me in the back of the head with the chicken.
So I don't know who he's on the phone with, but I'm assuming that it's Rampage. Maybe he might have heard about the incident or something. And I think he might have called him to check because he was like, no, I'm straight. So I'm imagining it's Rampage. I don't know, but that's just my guess.
So,
man,
the two nice ladies that were taking the tickets right out front,
That's definitely Rampage. That is definitely Rampage. When he said shut the fuck up, he's talking to his dad. Make no mistake about it. I know that he's talking to his dad. And I'm pretty sure Rampage, knowing the character of Rampage, knowing the situation of them two and how they interact with each other, he's probably clowning on him. You know, clowning on him for getting a beer cracked on his head, amping him up, pouring more gasoline on an already fire that's lit in a kid that's not whole, trying to prove himself a man. You know, I could be wrong, but that's just me listening in. Here we go.
Before you get your 50-50 tickets,
No,
okay?
I wasn't fucking looking on
if
nobody.
there was any mix-up or any miscommunication,
No, you have some
right
weird sexual
outside
fantasies. You
of
need to stop
this
that
little
shit.
room where all the merchandise is, right? Because we want you to know
nigga, you over here
customers too. Don't be
making
stingy
shit up.
up in these mugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he laughed. I like it because he was.
I'm at a fucking pro wrestling show.
You see what I'm saying? Because he wants to be mama right here. That's my mom, y'all. Raise your hand. That's my mom. She is the reigning champion. I'm not gonna say I ripped the whole thing, but it might happen tonight. You never know. Y'all keep playing with me and I'll go back ticket. So get over there to the front of the house in the merch room, right? I see you guys got me fumbling over myself. It's your fault. I see it, man. That's crazy. Like I said, we're supposed to be a family. So let's hear it. One more time. They didn't hear you in the back those first couple times that we tried. So now that everybody.
So he got the dude in his ear, Rampage Jackson, calling him the guy who matters most, the only reason that he's there, you know, and the guy who tries to prove himself too. And he was pumping him up and egging him on. What's going on now? Hold up now. Do I need to hit the refresh button? Okay, let's hit it then.
So,
Let's hit it then. Give me a sec.
Shit. I want to welcome y'all to Experience. I am the so devious bear, and I'm here to let everybody know why I'm back in the ring.
Yes, TTS is on. I don't know if I'll be able to hear y'all niggas though.
There's been a lot of things going on with the LLC and other organizations just having their way, like just anarchy in the house. Well, as of now, I am the CWO of Knox Pro.
I don't know what the hell he's
Commissioner of Wrestling and Operations. And
so you responsible for this?
I'm Experience, not the LLC.
Yeah, that is crazy. That man coming in with the LLC bit. I'm the real Dundada.
Let's go.
I need you, the princess.
So this is where somebody from the chat's trolling him and he's threatening to fight him. Like I said, a bunch of stuff leading up. If you just tuning in, but to the people that's been here, you know what has led up to this event. But he's threatening to fight the people in his chat. So here we go.
I fight Scam Likely. I think it would be a bad matchup for him though. How much does Scam Likely weigh? I'm not gonna sneak his ass. He's gonna know it's coming. Exactly. That's another thing. Sam Likely isn't even a fighter, but he's pretty good at boxing. If he wanted to box me, I'm not afraid of him. What's his weight? What weight does
We heard now here from the man in the Creole.
1 second, chat.
So let's get on to this show. What you say, Karen?
Oh, when I come out? When I come out? Hold on.
So I don't know what they went to talk to him about, but I'm assuming it's about the match. It's like we all know wrestling is fake, but I guess that's the difference between the pros and the Joes, these being the Joes, that they rehearse it a lot and they don't whisper in front of the crowd about the fake event that they're about to pull off on everybody. Because whatever he told them had to pertain to the event. You know, make it look good. You know, whoop his ass. I don't know what he told him, you know what I mean? But, like, I guess that's the difference between the pros and the Joes, right? Here we go.
Scam Likely 170.
He's still talking about fighting some dude named Scam Likely. That's crazy. Scam Likely, brother, is his YouTube name. He chose a YouTube troll name, and you're up here talking about coming to blows with him. Like, you can't make this up.
I don't know what song I'm picking.
Yeah, that was the first thing that jumped out at me. I believe the new guy in charge, and he's our boss. So yeah, I picked up on that real quick. I think we all did, right?
The devious bear. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get on with the show. We want to make sure that you get your tickets for the 50/50 raffle. And also make sure you visit our merchandise booths and make sure you visit our bar.
Is Scam 175? We'll fight. What weight does he really fight at?
There's a lot of dissension in the LLC. It almost seems like the LLC is doing something with the league.
Well, first of all, I don't trust a grown man in a suit that's hotter than Times Square. It takes me a minute to get there. I'll get there. I heard that.
Yeah, this guy is listen, Rampage Jackson has to share some of this blame too. Especially if that was him on the phone before. Like, I can't confirm.
If Scam wants to fight,
but he's still talking about Scam Likely. Like, this dude is so focused on Scam Likely. It's like, bro, if you don't move the hell on with your life, bro, this is bigger than Scam Likely. This is Rampage Jackson. This is the dude at the gym that wobbled you. This is a deep-rooted issue. Remember I told you, people that blow up over small stuff, that stuff has been building and festering, and it's never about the person they explode on. And that's what we're seeing in this situation. This dude is so stuck. Well, Scam Likely, what you say? What fight? What weight you at? Come on, Scam Likely. You want my social? Like, bro, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I'll fight him. The question is he trying to fight? Yeah, in boxing, yeah. He said that at this most recent boxing match, Scam. I'm taking the fight. I'm just asking.
This man is out there making a promotional fight with Scam Likely. How do you think that's going to end? You think Scam Likely is going to show up for the event? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if the guy's a little bit dense before this, if the concussion or migraine played a part in this, or if it's just everything in totality. The concussion, Rampage Jackson, the embarrassment, the ego, all of that stuff is playing a factor because, you know, and then the final, the inexperience of being a wrestler, the wrestlers pouring gasoline on it themselves, promoter pouring gasoline on it, and then, you know, him actually being ringside, experiencing his dad call him to add a cherry on top of everything. But it seems like everything in totality is why he's over here arguing with a dude named Scam Likely.
Oh, okay. I don't think Scam wants it, bro. I fuck with Scam though. I'll fight him. If he wants to fight, I'll fight him. I'll be right back. BRB.
I don't think Scam wants it, man. You know, but I mess with Scam. Bro, what? Oh my God, bro. We got a troll in the chat. You know, I think he might be pro scholar. I don't know, but his name Ronald McDonald. He always shows up. Picture me going back and forth with Ronald McDonald, talking about actually fighting him. Man, I don't even know what his sex is. I don't know what his weight class. You know what I mean? Just crazy stuff, bro. Oh man, this kid, man, this kid, because that's what he is. That's what he is. But here we go. Let me go to the timestamp of the actual event, and then we'll get into, you know, the after effects. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Right here. So, a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, like I said, everything that's happened up until this point, you know, and the fact that his dad done called him, and the fact that the promotional team hadn't rehearsed any of this, and it seems like they made it up on this spot. So a couple things to take away. So here we go.
Oh, let's do this.
Here comes the doomsday!
What do you think Roger gonna do, chat? What do you think Roger gonna do?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna miss nothing.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it. Well, I'm gonna take the music off because I don't know what they doing. They playing music, and I don't know how that's gonna go over with YouTube. Sound like Akon, you know what I mean? And they be tripping on the music. So what I do is I pause it a little bit and just say, you know, everybody was like, "Oh, here we go!" Like this, is the moment they've all been waiting for a guy who's on edge, non-rehearsed, to go in there and get it right in the ring after they told him to go get. Remember what a receipt is? He don't even understand fully what a receipt is because he has no experience. He thinking experience. I mean, a receipt is, you know, okay, well, you accidentally hit me, I'm gonna knock you out. Because he said later in the stream that he had forgiven the guy that had went hard on him in sparring, or did he, and wobbled him. So I'm pretty sure if they would have sparred again, he would have gave him his receipt. Because that's how you do it in boxing, you know, especially if you're light sparring, you're taught to get them back in a sense. So that is his mindset coming into this event. And they did not rehearse it. And I don't know if they keep whispering to him, but he's not a professional. Okay, I guess they're telling him the timing to do it or whatever the case may be. You see his legs shaking? I don't know if this is a put on because he wants to show that he's anxious and he can't wait to get in the ring with him. Dude, it's fake. It's fake. But his leg is shaking, you know. Anxiety is what he's portraying. Don't know if he's doing it intentionally or unintentional, subconscious. They're setting up for the moment. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit. I do not feel like watching these rookies or amateurs do wrestling who I don't have no idea who they are. Just keep it real. All right, here we go. Let's fast forward it just a little bit. There goes his friend in the ring, I think, rolling around. The old distract the referee while the cheater gets an advantage trick happens all the time in wrestling.
Hey, Brad! Oh! Brad, I'm tired of this, okay? No, stop it!
See, taking off his whatever he had, badge, chain, whatever that was, he taking it off.
You!
Okay. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. Because you just reminded me. For those who are watching, who are kids right now, viewer discretion is advised. The clip I'm about to play is extremely violent and is an ongoing investigation. So be aware that if you are a kid, this content is not suitable for you, especially at this moment. So here we go. Bam. Jumps in the ring. Now, the moment he picks him up, right? The moment he picks him up, the reason why this is dangerous, even if he didn't have ill intent, even if the beer can didn't happen, is because they did not rehearse it. If I was to go in there and pick somebody up and slam them down, I don't know how to slam them properly so that they don't get concussed. So it's already dangerous by nature. And this is what Rampage was trying to say, and everybody was saying he was making excuses for his son. He was absolutely 100% right in this case. 100% right. This is very dangerous. You know, like I said, liability don't only go on Rampage's son. It goes on all the people who are involved as well. But see, look, you see how he picked him up? You see how he picked him up? And like I said, he fit a slam him. He's out right there. There's no need for anything else. He's out right there. And let's just say he didn't have in mind to get his receipts, right? That right there alone was, just, like I said, was putting the other wrestler's life in danger just because he's so inexperienced and he could have did this without even trying. Let's say he really did forgive him and there was no receipt involved. That still was a possibility of happening, right? And to add insult to injury, like I said, after he slammed him, here we go. Your discretion is involved. Let me put it back up on the screen. Right, here we go. He jumped on top of him. He punched him a lot of times. And you remember I told you guys that Rampage Jackson has a lot of influence over his kid, whether he realizes it or not, and he can't be out there, you know, saying things like this.
Rogers and his oldest son whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college, and my two Japanese kids, I knew they was going to college, so I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't fuck with him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
Remember when he said stuff like that and I talk about speaking life into your kids? Well, to add insult to injury, and the reason why I know that this was, what we already know was premeditated, right? But that he even in this act, he wanted to be so much like his dad. Look at this. Look familiar? Does that look familiar? This is his dad slamming the hell out of somebody, right? Slamming the hell out of somebody and knocking them unconscious. And that's what his dad is known for. And look, he was already unconscious. Rampage Jackson starts beating the crap out of him. You know what I mean? After he's unconscious, but it's legal in that sport, right? Especially in Pride, the Pride days where it was illegal to do a lot of things, but it was legal there. So when Rampage Jackson did it, there was no, oh, it's a attempted murder and stuff like that. Cause, you know, gentlemen's agreement that we both gonna try to kill each other for the entertainment of fans, you know. But yeah, he wanted to be like his dad. The way he slammed him and punched him while he was unconscious, he definitely had this clip in mind. No doubt about it, 100% was trying to be like his father in this instance. So the dude that came in and did the wrestling move on him, that was the dude that was sent there for Raja to be security for the wrestlers, from what I heard, right? That's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because he could have did a hell of a lot more damage than what he did. Like while Raja was on top, he could have just came and blindsided him and he would have been unconscious too as well. It'd have been a double knockout. I feel like he kind of went light on him. And they actually, you know, reported and gave an update on the event, that guy right there. So keep him in mind. So what a lot of people are not aware of, that noise is going to kill me, that screeching noise. A lot of people is not aware of is the referee still started counting as if this was part of the script. And I don't know if you noticed the person that's ramming him into the corner. I don't know if he's doing that for security purposes or if he thinks it's part of the script, because somebody came in and did like a stunner move on Raja's neck. And it's just like, wait a minute, what? Are like half the wrestlers on the card retarded? Is that what I'm dealing with? You know, like at this point, it's real. How are you not able to tell the difference and you do fake for a living? That's just a weird instance to me. That's just me. I don't know. This is how my brain functions. Yo, Roger got to fix that mic. We're trying to run a high quality show over here. So let me go to this right here. Oh, snap. Hold on. So this is Raja after the event, right? After the event. Hold on. Bear with me. This is him, you know, and a lot of the stuff you had to take into account, like I said, leading up to the event, during the event, and then, you know, after. I'm not going to show Rampage Jackson calling his son and, you know, apologizing on the behalf of his son and stuff like that. So here we go.
My bad.
Right after knocking out pro wrestler Psycho Stu during that wild wrestling event, Raja Jackson was seen storming away from the building, still visibly heated, yelling and pacing down the street. This wasn't some calm reaction hours later. This was moments after it happened, and he made it clear he was fed up. In the short clip, Raja says he's tired of everybody playing with him, tired of people calling him names.
Tired of everybody playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and call me and shit. No, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my self.
You could tell this wasn't just about that night. It was about everything building up. He said, straight up, at the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for myself.
At the end of the day, I mean, dude's right. Listen to him. At the end of the day, he's going to stand up for himself. That's very, very important. It goes into, it aligns with everything that I've been telling you today about his father making fun of him, about, you know, about him defending himself, about the dude giving him a concussion in the ring, you know, everything. Everything came full circle. So, yeah, it's just, you know, interesting things to take away. So I want you to look at this. So the guy with the pink hair that was sent there to be security for Raja, He actually spoke out against it.
But the
So
most disgusting thing is that people.
that's what he had to say. So Pittsburgh T, I'm about to send you the link so you can pull up. My presentation is done, we're 80% done. So I want to hear what the people got to say about it. So I'm gonna drop it on the community tab for people to pull up, and then I'll send it out to people to pull up as well. So give me a second.
At this school are being encouraged to not cooperate with the police. From what I hear, the police were there investigating the scene shortly after Stu was removed, and there has been multiple requests that have gone downstream from upper management to not talk with the police directly if they are contacted, and to only let a certain group of individuals interact with the police. That is extremely dishonest. You guys let your friend almost die, and now you're trying to have people lie for you. And you to every single person who replied to them, yes, sir.
All right, so I really wasn't planning on making another video about the Raja Jackson situation.
So I wasn't aware of this. I wasn't aware that they were trying to cover it up, and they told people don't respond to it. That is absolutely insane. So yeah, let me fast forward and get to them talking. You know, I don't want to hear what this guy. Here, listen, Chael Sonnen. Let's listen to Chael Sonnen response. He got it in there. I thought this was the hold on. Here we go.
I am flabbergasted at some of the unbelievably dumb takes that I've seen from well-known figures in MMA. That Psycho Stu is in fact a.
Won't even put up the full. But now that I'm disassociating with, they want. And then even from the people closest to it now that I'm disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty fucked up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth? Right.
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that, kind of being in shock, and then I just went. Side of that running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry to Stu.
Listen, I'm not gonna fault them for that. Like I said, it seemed like most of the people there were shocked at the event. It was very poorly choreographed, because it wasn't choreographed at all. They just went and whispered in his ear before the event happened. It's really, really weird. And like a lot of stuff in real time, if it's happening, you know, you never know what people will do. So I get what he's saying. He's trying to say they're cowards in a sense, you know, and it's like, I don't know. I think he's just talking out now out of emotion, and, you know, he's feeling a certain way. So I think he is misguided, in my opinion.
That the people that said that they were your friends let this happen.
I really think that Malo deserves a lot of praise for likely saving Stu's life, or at the very least, stranger to enter the ring after there was already an altercation. I really admire more than to see.
Watch somebody that you call family die. That means nobody is important to you. Not me, not anybody. So if I'm working for you guys and I sell as many tickets as I do, and I put all this fucking money, time, and effort into this shit like I fucking do, I'm your #1 fucking ticket seller. I bust my fucking ass for you fucking guys. That means the minute something bad happens to me, you guys will just watch it happen, and you won't do shit.
How long have you been there? 3 years?
3 fucking years.
Stu's been there since day one.
Okay, that is the situation up to now, and with all of those updates out of the way, I want to talk about how this story has taken the world by storm. Obviously, all the
my perception, but I watched this thing 20 times before I made this video to you guys. While they were very stiff shots, not what we would call a working shot, it did not appear that Raja had lost his temper. It did not appear that these were being done out of anger.
Not out of anger, huh? Yeah, dude. This
I don't know what the hell that's about. And look, this is what you get. This is what you get when you have UFC people. UFC people are not the brightest group of fans. I always say this, you know, and no disrespect. I know this is a wrestling story and this is a wrestling platform, but the wrestling fans ain't that bright, right? You look into the audience, they're always packed, and it's more adults there than kids to see a fake performance, right? But those same fans will come over to boxing, say boxing is scripted, and there's no way they can watch somebody like a Shakur box for 30 for the duration of an match, for the 36 minutes. They say they can't do that, but they can go watch some scripted stuff where you know, punches are pulled, you know what I mean, the winner is already built in. These are the same people, right? So I always say that they're a little bit dense, right? Because those people became UFC fans. They always think it's boxing versus MMA. No, it's MMA versus wrestling. And you see the worlds intertwined all the time. As a matter of fact, Rampage Jackson himself has did an event with, guess what? Wrestling. He did it when he went over to Bellator. They let him into wrestling too, because it was his dream of his. A lot of the times you look out in the audience of the fans who are there, the celebrity people who are in the building that are there at the matches, who are they? The Rock, The Undertaker. It's wrestling people. So their fan base and their sport is really combined, because they're what wrestling is, just real. Because before that, you know, you would go to these schools, you would become a good wrestler, but there was nowhere for you to go afterwards to compete competitively, right? But MMA changed all that. Now you could actually go compete after wrestling instead of going into professional wrestling, which is scripted, you know. So MMA changed that. You know, as a matter of fact, there's a beef between Vince McMahon and Dana White because of the wrestling and MMA sharing the same fans, and then him competing on Monday Night Raw to try to steal the fans. Whole backstory on it. I have a whole live on it. If you're interested in watching it, go back and watch it, you know. But yeah, that's why I say a lot of those people are to me are dense. You look at their support of Donald Trump, denseness, you know. The Dana White's always coming out publicly speaking on Donald Trump. You look at, it's supposed to be a fight in the White House, a UFC fight, and you just face palm. You be like, with all the stuff that's going on in the world, why would you take time out of your busy schedule to perform a UFC at the White House? Who's calling for this? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Idiots. That's what they surfing out. They're out there surfing for idiots, you know, sucker born everyday type stuff. They're out there, you know, actively searching for idiots and keeping people down. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Mark Henry responded to it. You know, I was a little bit shocked to hear his take on it. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I was more than just a little bit shocked. I was flabbergasted. You know what I mean? I was like, what? But like I said, those people are not that. They're not that bright. You know. Hold on, give me a second. They're not that bright. So here we go. Boom. 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 Here go Mark Henry.
Well, I mean, I say that's what happens when people are not experienced to our business.
Now, to be fair, he's saying everything that I said, right? And I didn't watch the complete thing of what he said, but I do agree with him to a certain degree. But I was just surprised that he would come out and be so vocal in favor of Russia. That's just, you know, it is what it is.
And you have to be fully educated. You got to be fully trained. And people think that that's something that's not prevalent. But like when I came into wrestling in 95, 96, I had a lot of the same issues. I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that word. And, you know, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you know,
But see, that's why I do disagree with him when he said the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he could chew. Because it's like, you kind of blaming the dude in a sense, and it's like, I don't know, like, wouldn't you blame the people that put him in the situation, you know, where he was in over his head, not being experienced? That's what I would blame them, not the person that's doing what he normally does in a wrestling event. It's another day at the office for him. I don't know what he thought was going on, but they did a lot of apologizing on his behalf, and then still proceeded with the event.
You gotta be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, like, you know, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? You know, and I mean, he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you know, you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing. Now that there's shows out there, you know, like Unreal, where people see how educated and well taught and experienced you have to be at the highest levels of pro wrestling, you see why it's important to have that training like they do at NXT, because you don't ever want a situation where somebody brand new out the box is put in that kind of situation.
How hard is it coming in, you know, as an outsider?
So I don't. The only thing I disagree with that take was, you know, what he did, what he said about the guy who was the act was performed against, the violence was performed against, because I feel like he tried. Let's say he made a mistake, right? He tried to apologize several times, and he thought it was over. You know, so I don't know that he deserved to be in the condition that he's in, if that's what Henry's saying, you know. And he even said some stuff like, you know, people that wasn't on his level with that type of aggression, he checked them quick, whether he didn't care whether it was wrestling was fake or not. And it's like, I disagree with that. But what everything he said about the inexperience of Raja, I 100% completely agree with it. And I feel like it's a lot of blame to go around for everybody, in my opinion. The victim in this situation is the guy that's in the hospital, in my opinion. And I think he's the victim of a lot of negligence, you know, from leadership. And they had it several times to derail this situation, and they did not do it. And I think that's why you ended up getting what you got in the end, you know. And you got a kid who didn't get the proper love and respect from Rampage Jackson. And then I was looking for the clip after the situation. I could not find it. But he basically was like, now my dad can't call me a bitch. Now my dad can't call me a bitch. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. I got to find that. I got to find that, because it makes everything come full circle like a puzzle, right? It makes everything come full circle, especially with Rampage Jackson calling his son a bitch, you know, for being a vegan. It makes everything come full circle. So give me a second. Everybody's talking about it. That's going to be hard to find. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Everybody and their mama talking about this situation. That's crazy work. Everybody got an opinion. It's so crazy how one thing happens and then everybody has an opinion about the situation. And then it just becomes a trickle-down effect. Everybody just compiles one thing. I made sure I got all the facts. There was Jason Whitlock Coon behind was talking about black fatigue. What the hell does this have to do with black fatigue? It's insane, right? Hold on. I don't see it. Damn. But yeah, bottom line is he was walking around saying, you know, my father don't have nothing to do with this. I could take care of myself. I'm tired of people playing with me. And, you know, he brought up that his father can't call him a bitch no more. And that comes full circle to what we said earlier when Rampage Jackson called him a bitch, you know. But that's all I got, man. That's all I got. Listen, I didn't feel like going live today. I wanted to drop the link and hear what the people had to say. I don't feel like reading any comments today. I'm extremely tired. But even when I'm tired, you know, my energy levels at base level is higher than most. So my show is still doper than everybody else's. But yeah, man, that was a good one, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Everybody in the chat, shout out to all my mods. Shout out to people who's here for the first time. If you love boxing, you know what I mean? you love boxing, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you get the members only too. I got members only where I'm doing solely boxing content. Cause I did a whole live, right? From beginning to end. And it was 3 hours worth of content. That is too much free material I'm giving away. The game is made to be sold, not told. And I'm not giving it to scrubs anymore. Because listen, there's a dude who support my channel wholeheartedly, right? He came over here and he gifted memberships. And when I tell you he gifted memberships to people I did not even know watch my channel because they never comment, it was the most weirdest thing in the world. I wish they would let you pick who's going to become a member on your channel, right? But they gave it to people I didn't even know who the hell they were. Like, even if I knew them, oh well, shit. Well, you not getting it? Sorry, you make no mistake about it, Jerome. Let me see you to the Netherlands. You know what I mean? Because you shouldn't even open your mouth about stupid shit like that. You know, you don't want to. If somebody from a troll account, you know what I mean. You just let me know you in the bushes watching. You one of the people that I'm talking about. But when they handed out memberships to people, you know, people started getting memberships that like I said, that in the bushes watching, and a lot of those people are people from another station of a dude that clearly doesn't like me. It's like, what are y'all doing? Getting intel? Are y'all like secretly watching my show? Like what? Like I don't like. This is so crazy to me. Like you know, it reminded me of Hercules. You know what I mean? Let me show you this scene in Hercules. It reminded me of. You remember this scene in Hercules? You know. Look at this right here. That's what it reminded me of. Insane. That's crazy. I wouldn't even, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't even watch the show if I couldn't comment, you know. Unless I was standing in the bushes for obvious reasons, like I didn't want to inherit nobody beef, because that is a real thing. I don't go around inheriting people's beef. For other than that, man, you know, I'm gonna pop out like, you know, like Rich Porter in the club and paid in full. But this is what it reminded me of to the people in the bushes watching. Like, check this out.
Pow!
Nice shooting, Rex.
I can't believe this guy. I throw everything I've got at him, and it doesn't even... What are those?
I don't know. I thought they looked kind of dashing.
I've got 24 hours to get rid of this bozo. Well, the entire scheme I've been setting up for 18 years goes up in smoke, and you are wearing his merchandise!
That's what it reminded me of. And look, he over there sipping out the cup.
Thirsty?
That's what it reminded me of. You know, they sitting up there, you know, verbally supporting him and soling his wounds and listening to all his stories about me. You know what I mean? You think somebody would get tired of that. Them stories are supposed to be for your wife. You know what I mean? But I guess it's the online wifeys that constantly talk about. And they're not realizing that, you know, they just yesing them off and secretly coming over to the show. And proof of that is when you're gifted a membership, it give it to the people who's most active on your show. And they got gifted memberships. Like, you can't make this up. You know, it is what it is. Listen, I know it's the hardest thing in the world to take away from this story is ego and humbleness, right? Sometimes you got to be humble. You got to be humble, right? And that's the first step to you know, to realizing your place in life, right? And part of being humble is just realizing where you are on the spectrum of greatness and where I am. And how we look, you know, that matters. Attributes, all that stuff, voice, looks, and you just got to accept your place in life, you know. Take away from that. I don't want to get off track. I don't want to distract from everything I just said with the fathers and stuff. But I just had to address that because, you know, they show up from burner accounts. They're just really, really weird people, and I just never understood it. You know what I mean? So I have a membership, and we will be dropping boxing videos over there. I might go back in private all my boxing videos just so y'all have to go get the members only. I might do that. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be for the people that's coming over that's new. I might. You just never know. But no more free stuff. Games to be sold. If you don't buy the game, then you deserve to be ignorant But anyway, appreciate everybody pulling up. Appreciate all my mods, everybody that pulled up to the episode, Pittsburgh T, everybody that cooked with me. You know what I mean? And I'll see you on the next one. Anyway, Ray J, talk to him, serenade him, get him up out of here.
Superstar, wish to have a fancy car, wish to have $1 million bucks. Well, I wish I don't be in love. So tell me, pretty baby, I make one wish and I wish it all on you. Making love to the break of dawn, me and you to the baby's born, till my baby's born.